What's up, guys? Here we are at the third. There we go. Here I am. How about that? That's better. Okay, so here we are at the final stage of this model build, and what we're going to do here is we're going to bring this into Lumion, where I'm going to create our 3D model. So what I'm going to do, and I think I changed the setting to this streamcast so that you can rewind something if you missed it. You know, if you're watching this later or whenever you jump in. So we are going to make some changes here. So, all right. So let's import our model from SketchUp. And I already have it in the model, so I'm just going to pop it in here. And I want to rotate it. And I still want it to be facing me, the front here. There we go. All right, there we've imported our SketchUp model into Lumion. And if you're just joining the chat, I believe I enabled the feature where you can rewind it in case you want to see a step that I've already done. I think you can just rewind it and go back to it. So, all right, so there's the house, and I'm going to begin to make this into a nice rendering. And I just popped it into this default layout in Lumion. So I'm going to move this vegetation around so it's not really in my model. So I'm going to give it a little bit of view, a little bit of space all around it. Okay. All right, so first thing, let's change these windows to a clear glass and give a little bit more reflectiveness to it. And I could change the landscape to this natural one. And what I could also do, oops, having some graphic issues there. Hopefully that doesn't cause a problem. Lumion is a beast of a program, so hopefully I don't have trouble with the streaming and working on it. We'll see. This is the first time I'm doing a live stream working Lumion. So, okay, let's go to here, the vegetation. And by default, you can see that there's a lot of variation in the grass, but I can just kind of paint over it to give it a uniform look. And there's also different types of grass that I can select for Lumion, so I'll show that a little bit later. But for now, I'll just clean this up to give it just one uniform look to the terrain, the grass. All right, I think we're good. Okay, so I think what I want to do first is add some general landscaping around the house, and then I'll go into the interior and add some lighting and some furniture that we will obviously be able to see through these windows. So actually, let's do this. Let's add some reflectiveness to our brick. And I'm going to choose a texture map, which is the same as the texture that I use in SketchUp. So basically I have to go and apply that same material in Lumion so that it detects kind of the bump in that. So I'm not sure why, you know, I'm not sure why it doesn't automatically find that, but it seems like it's an extra step that you got to do now, so that it kind of gives you, they call it relief. So let me zoom in and you can kind of see what it's doing. So here we have the wall. Let me add the relief and you kind of see what it's doing. And if I add some weathering to it, we can see it a little bit even better. Okay, so here we have a metal roof. So I'm gonna go here and let's go to indoor. I'm gonna select an aluminum texture here, and then we're going to reduce the relief so it's fairly smooth. Maybe change the scale of it, and here I'm going to adjust some of these colors. So I want it to be a little bit more of a gray tone and maybe not so reflective. Okay, so I may leave it like that for now. I may have to adjust this later, just depending on how it comes out when I actually go to render it. And here we have a smooth stone, but there you can see you can barely see it, so it needs that bump that to give it that depth. So let's go to, I believe it's in concrete. And I believe it was this one that I use here. Kind of like some of these too. Let's see if I can use this and replace it and see if it works better. And here you can change the scale of them too. And then we could adjust the color. And the same thing, I could adjust the relief. So it kind of shows a little bit of the edges better. And I kind of want to give it a little bit of color. So maybe about there might work. And I see I have to update some of the colors here. I didn't apply it there. So the way I can update it is I go to SketchUp, and there we can see I did not apply those colors there. And also, I have some layers off. There we go. I need to see my lanterns here. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then not re-import it, but update it in Lumion. And then these changes should take effect. So I go to Lumion and let's go ahead and click check, go back to content library, imported models, select here, and I just click here and it should update. Usually takes a couple seconds. Give it a minute. There we go. So there it updated those, and that looks better. Okay, and here I could adjust, or I could add a different type of outdoor, actually I go here to soil, and I believe there's one I could use here that's very similar. Let's see if I want like that one or another. And let's go with not that one. We'll go with this one, but what I want to do is I want to override the color, kind of give it more of a darker color. Yeah, something like that. And here I could do the same thing for outdoor asphalt, give it the a wet asphalt look. And again, I'm going to give it a little bit of a color to it. Here you have to adjust the colorization. All right, so here we have these lanterns. So I'm going to adjust the metal, kind of make it a little bit reflective. And the glass, actually there is no, yeah, there is glass there. And here's this light, which I'm going to give it some emissive qualities to it. There we go. I mean, might go even brighter with that. Here I think with the brick is a little bit too glossy, I think. And here I believe it's the wrong brick material there. So it should be the cast stone. I'm gonna have to update that in SketchUp to Lumion. And there we go, give it a nice cast stone look. And I usually add weathering just so that you can see the edges some. Okay. All right, let's go to our roof. And just gonna reduce some of this gloss and reflectiveness and add some weathering. And I'm gonna maybe even darken it up a little bit. So just add some coloring to it. Bring that color down. Maybe not so much. And the brick is looking a little yellow. So just add that coloring to it. And sometimes you just have to see how colors work with each other. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Just gotta play with it a little. And guys, like always, if you got some questions, just hit me up in the comments. Be glad to answer anything while I'm working here. All right, so let's add some plants. And here I have some favorites that I've saved that I end up using quite a bit. So let's go ahead and start with some of these. Don't want to make them too big. All right. And let's see what else we can add. Some different variations of plants here. And here you could also change the hue of the green that you're seeing. And we can actually add some flowers too, just kind of give it a different color, so it's not just all green. And I'm just rotating them slightly so they're not all in the same direction. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad. All right, let's add some trees in the front of the yard. And let's see what tree might work well. Yeah, we'll do not that. I think I have one tree I like to use is the maple trees, which I'm not sure why I didn't have that in my saved ones. We have these Japanese maples are a nice tree. Okay, so let's go back to those favorites, and we should have some. Got a big leaf maple. Let's see. Yeah, there's a Japanese maple. All right, so I'm going to change the scale of this. Go quite a bit larger. Let me see, I think there was one. I'll add some of these in the background. It's a really large tree. All right. So now, well, let's just continue to go around the house before we get into anything else with the interiors and lighting and things like that. So I just want to get plenty of landscaping going on around the house. I'm going to change this sun angle, kind of see things better. And guys, I am not a landscape designer, I'm not a landscape architect, so you know, my goal is just to make it look a little bit softer, soften the edges of the house, you know, and just a little bit of greenery seems to work pretty good. And yeah, just try to create a nice looking landscape to it. But if you haven't used Lumion, you know, I hope you can see here just how easy this program is to use and still give you a professional looking rendering. So I think that's one reason I love it. It's pricey. It's a pricey program. You know, if you could afford it, I definitely think it's worth it. Even if you're in this business, if you're going to be in the business of doing renderings and offering that to clients, you need something fast, something that's easy to use, and I think Lumion is a great option for you to get. You know, if you do enough renderings, enough projects, you know, I think it will pay for itself. And I kind of think that one day they'll do a subscription like a lot of these softwares are doing. We'll see. You know, hopefully that happens, and hopefully it might be a little bit more affordable for people. but I think they keep getting better. They keep improving their software, their rendering quality for interiors and exteriors. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think they caught on early about how, you know, making things easy to use is just so valuable. You know, things like V-Ray. V-Ray's great. You know, it looks great, but there's a learning curve to it. It's not as that user friendly, in my opinion. It just always took me a little bit longer to get things going with V-Ray, and you know, even though I love the quality of renderings that it produced, but I think Lumion is getting right up to that level of quality, but with a lot easier use. So I'm just kind of putting some accent bushes in the corners, just so it's not so monotonous with the same type of vegetation. And I'll probably add a couple other plants to it as well. And maybe make these a little larger. So why are all these rocks in the yard? That goes back to the landscape style that I'm using. Again, I could just kind of paint over that, make it softer. I could go here to landscape grass. Let me zoom in and kind of see what it does. So you can see it's kind of a tall grass. So here I could adjust the height of the grass, the wildness of it, so it kind of makes it a little bit more irregular, and then the grass size in general. So it lets you do quite a bit of adjusting to that. I may leave it with that grass, but then again, there's some other 3D grass options that I may end up using as well that are really nice. So either one will work, but I'll check that when I get to setting up the final renderings, and we'll make that decision then about what type of grass we'll use. So where is everyone watching from? So you got a couple of people watching. If you guys have questions, just shoot me a message. Be glad to answer anything. And if you like this kind of this type of videos, where you know kind of a demonstrative video of modeling, if that's something you want me to do more of, just let me know, and let me know if it's helping, if it's helpful or not. So we need a tree or something in here. Not really sure what I want to put in here. Oh, big old tree. Let's try that. Might be a little bit too distracting. So one thing you could do with Lumion is you can put a tree in and you can make it transparent. So I could do that so it's kind of ghosted in there, so that you can still see your house, but you might know, okay, there's kind of supposed to be a tree there. So that's another option too when you're placing you know, trees and things. So all right, so that's looking good. I have my my complete house. Oops, missed the spot there. So the house is completely surrounded by some type of vegetation. There might be some little trees I could insert here, or maybe something a little nicer looking. And just a little hedge of these trees here, or these vegetation. All right. Let's see. We need to apply a little reflectiveness to this. Okay, so to make this rendering come to life a little bit, we're going to need some lights and some furniture inside this house. So what I'm going to do is go to these preset environments. Let's go with an overcast look, and let's see if we can go here, and I don't know if it'll let me brighten it up. Maybe about there. I'll leave it there. So this way I can at least see what's happening when I bring in my lights. Let's go to place, and I'm going to go to Omni Light right here. So I'm going to place it right on the glass, and here I can increase the brightness of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this inside the Okay guys, I think we had a little disconnection, but hopefully things are going, I think are connected again. Yeah, I think we're good. Here I gotta adjust the brightness of them if I think they're a little too bright. Because really what you're seeing is the light reflecting on the walls of the house on the inside. So if it's a small room, you're going to see that light hit the wall sooner. Poland, that's pretty awesome. I am in Texas, the great state of Texas in the USA. Can you teach me how to use lights? Well, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm using lights. This is the Omni Light, and this is with Lumion 11.3, which they added this new feature where the lights now cast a shadow. So the Omni Lights used to not do that. It used to only be the spotlights. But now the Omni Lights do it. So you can see right here, as I move it around, it's creating a shadow. And I showed this in another video, but I'll show it right now since you want to learn about lights. So right now, any surface that is in front of this light is going to block it. So that's where this shadow exclusion zone feature comes in. And basically what it means is anything within the shadow exclusion zone is going to be ignored by the light. So basically the light is going to shine outside of that circle. If it's inside the circle, then the light's going to, you know, basically think of that spherical object is the light bulb or something, and you know, anything within it, it's going to be part of the light. So I think that's a really cool feature that they added, so that let's say if I'm in a situation like this, I have a surface here, which I think I'm actually putting it on the, I'm putting it on the glass, which really it should go right there on that, but I don't want this surface to obstruct that light, so I need an exclusion zone to encompass that whole piece there. Yeah, just like that. So now it's more realistic with the lighting there. I can adjust the brightness of it so it's not so harsh, but that is actually a more true light. So that's really cool. I think that they added that. And I can just copy them to each one. And right now, so what happens to my shadows here and here when I click something? So when you, only the active light that you have selected is going to show shadows. If I press F8, now it shows you the shadows of all the lights in your model. So pretty cool feature. All right, so let's add some more lights inside. Okay. All right, so it's starting to look like we got some lights going on. I think I somehow lost the light that I had here. Probably copied it over without, I moved it without copying it. Okay, so let's copy one up here. Now it might be looking good with, you know, it's all lit up, but obviously now you see the house is empty. So we're gonna have to add furniture in there, and I'm gonna change the reflectiveness as well, so that we can see, so it's not just a just completely clear looking. So when you're dealing with these lights, remember, you know, what you're seeing is the reflection of the light on the wall. So that's why I'm moving these lights closer to walls, so that you see you can see the light, the color of the light. Because if it's not hitting anything, well, you're not even going to know there's a light in there. Kind of adjust the brightness of these. So Ursun from Poland, are you a architecture student? What do you use Lumion for? Let's see. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add furniture now that we have our lighting placed in there. And if I go back to my Autocad file, I can see what some of these rooms are, which will help me to add the furniture. Okay, so let's see. If we go to my first floor, so I have my first floor and my second floor overlaid here. So if I turn off that, okay, so we have a dining room, an entry, a study. This is a great room. This is a master suite, closet, and then upstairs looks like we have a bedroom, kind of a little foyer, a little loft area, and another bedroom. All right, pretty straightforward. I'm a developer. Okay, cool. Do you do a lot of like commercial projects? I've done a lot of kind of master plan things for developers, kind of like a whole community layout in SketchUp, and so occasionally we do those things, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun to do. Okay, let's go to, so this is a dining room, I believe, right? That was, yeah, dining, and the bedroom's on the end. Okay, so this is a bedroom, this is a dining room. So let's start with the dining room, and what I'm going to do is let's pop in the dining table, and these are models that I've gotten from 3D Warehouse, just things that I kind of tend to come back and use every now and then. And let's see, I think, yeah, here we go. So I'm going to place this in the middle, and let's go to, let's add some art on the walls. Just something to give it a little more depth when you're looking inside the house. Now, even though this is probably an opening, it's probably not a wall, but again, I'm not trying to have people try and figure out what's happening on the inside. This model is just all about the exterior of the house. So I just want furniture to kind of fill it up and just look a little more natural. Let's see, I could probably put a piece of carpet down here. And we could put a light fixture. So what I do here is do that. Let's bring this up. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Housing estate consisting of 64 apartments. Very cool. We've done several apartment complexes. If you look at the company I was working for, I still do some work for them, is FW Architects here in Fort Worth. And well, we were Fort Worth, Dallas, and Southlake, Texas. So we do some of that. We do some commercial projects, townhomes, stuff like that. But the thing we do the most is luxury homes, high-end luxury homes. Okay, so this was a bedroom. Let's pop in a bed. How is the market in Poland? I know in Texas right now, things have been crazy. We're getting a lot of people moving from California to Texas, so the market's been very good over here. And I don't like that bed. It's a little bit too plain. I think I have one that's a little more interesting. Here we go. And let's see if we can add some more art on the walls. So I think you'll be able to see some of this. Alright, so that's kind of all I want. I want to be able to, while you're looking through the window, you kind of see something going on there. You know what, let's add another light fixture for that bedroom. Add something kind of interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it and move it. Oh no, I grabbed the wrong thing. Let's see. Where's the handle for this? There we go. Okay. There we go. So there's something kind of interesting going on for those windows there. Yeah, COVID is definitely complicated things everywhere right now, but hopefully things will get better. Hopefully this vaccine will let things get back to normal finally. Okay, so I'm going to pop a ceiling fan here. I'm not too worried about this roof cutting through here. Hopefully it won't be too noticeable. And I may make the windows a little less, more reflective, so they're not so transparent. So you kind of see some reflections and things going on. Alright, so I'm not an interior designer, so I'm just throwing furniture in here like a mad person. But let's see. There we go. Let's see if we can add something here. I think I have a small picture that might go well here. All right, so here we have an entry, kind of like a little hallway. So let's put some of these three right here. Might be nice here. And you know, I've said this before, but I'm not trying to you know, design this interior that well. I just enough that when you're looking through the window, you can see that, oh, there's something in there. Make it look like it's furnished. Let's put some plants in the corner. I think I have some table decor we can put here. And I may come back to SketchUp, and I want to apply a wood material to this floor. So I'm going to go to my materials. Let's go to, let's see, we'll do this wood here. And it's actually, oh man, that's a stairs there. Well, so I probably should show those stairs because it's so visible. So what I'm going to do to make that happen is I'm going to go to this Valley Architects plugin again. So what we do is, let's see, go from here to here, 12'6" to the top of my stairs. So the Valley Architects has a nice stair builder. So I'm going to go here to some presets, and we kind of have this scissor style, what are they calling it? The switch curtail. That might work fine. So let's do that. So let's go here. I think 3/8 is fine. The overall height, I'm going to change that to 12'6". Number of risers, let's go to 9 and 11, and let's see, tread 1 foot, and I think we'll leave all that, and I'm going to add some railing lines so I can add some railing to it, and let's click make stair. Let's go ahead and flip it around. Alright, now I should be able to add this wood material to the treads, and there it went. Alright, so that looks better. So now we need some rails. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use, again, I'm going to use the Valley Architects rails that they have. that plugin, you can go to valleyarchitects.com. Let me go ahead and pull it up for you. It is an awesome plugin. Now they do charge for it. Again, I don't make any money off of them, but if you go to valleyarchitects.com and they have an architectural let me see where the plugins. Let's see. Yeah, Instant Architecture. You get all of them, all their plugins, or you can just buy one of the plugins. So for a long time, I just had the Instant Roof, but then I was like, you know what? All these are really good. So I bought the whole Instant Architecture pack, and I really just use right now, I'm just using the roof, stairs, fences, and cladding. But I'm sure these are all great ones too. I just haven't gotten into them. So yeah, that is an awesome plugin. I do recommend it. If you're going to be modeling quite often, it's going to make your life a lot easier. So okay, so let's put in some rails. Do metal rails. And here you can pick some styles. And I'm just going to go with something fairly neutral looking. So I'm going to go with this. But the cool thing about this is I can still modify this. I can modify the plugin or the rails. So here is square. That's fine. Rectangle. Round cap. I don't want a round cap. I want a square cap. So I can click here so you can kind of see the styles. Let's go with rectangle. And that's it. So I'm going to click. One thing I'm going to say, make overall group. Yes, I want it to be an overall group. Make fence. Voila, it's not right. Let's try that one more time. Okay, what I didn't do was slope. I wanted to slope. There we go. That's better. And still something's a little bit off here. I'm not sure why it's floating above it, just something with the heights. It's not quite right, but I'm just going to fix it like that. And then I'm going to give it a color. I'm going to give this a dark color. And then I'm going to do one more. Oh, nope, I don't want all of that. Just this black. And then let's do the rail here. Can apply that same railing, and it should remember my previous settings. And there's one more rail here. And there are some tutorials that show you how to use these, but it's really easy. And I could have fixed this so that the rails, this handrail came down at the right height. I'm just being a little lazy right now, so sometimes it's just easier to fix it like this. So, but there is a way to fix that if you want. Let's zoom out. Okay, there we go. So now we have that railing there. I'm going to fix one thing here. I don't like that hanging. There we go. Okay. Okay. So let's unhide these. And I'm going to save this again. And bring it back into Lumion. So here we just have to, I'm already in imported models, and I just select this, and you select here to re-import, and you just give it a second. Depending on the size of the model, it could take longer, but usually takes maybe just 30 seconds, maybe a minute to update. And boom, there we go. Now our stairs are in there. It's looking a little more interesting. And I'm going to push these out over here, kind of see them. Whoa. Okay, so I think that's good. Alrighty. And if you remember, this was a study. So what do we need in a study? Well, you need a computer table, right? So let's go ahead and put a computer table in here, maybe throw it at an angle. And let's pop in some more furniture. I usually like putting a bookshelf, but these walls are a little... Well, you know what? I can put one... Where is my bookshelf? Okay, so that's not quite working. Let's just put some art on the walls here. Okay, so let's add, oh, and I think I didn't change the floor in this room. And I have other carpets. Let's see if we can find one that's better. I don't know if we're going to notice it from the exterior, so I'm not going to get hung up on it, but... Let's see if there's anything else I could pop in here. Okay, what else? Let's go ahead and pop in some lighting. And I want this to hang down. All right. Looks like a study, a little plain, but we'll go with the minimalist look. And right here I can kind of see this wall. I think I'm going to be able to see that from one of my angles. So let's go ahead and put some art on here. Okay, and we'll go ahead and put a desk here as well. All right. So really there's probably a door on this wall, which actually I can actually add a door. So let's do that. Let's add a door. Let's do this one. And we'll add another piece of art here. Okay. And all right, so we have a patio here, and oh man, I think I had to change my windows above there, they're not the right color, so let's go back to SketchUp and we'll fix that. And while we're at it, let's fix our floors. So we had our floor system here. Just anywhere where we're going to see a floor, let's see if we can change it. Okay, let's go ahead and save it again. And guys, if you're not subscribed to this channel, SketchUp Architect, if you want, just go ahead and subscribe. Give me a like. Help me out to grow this YouTube channel. Okay, let's save it. You always notice things that you missed. It always happens. It's alright. Like that window right there. I just noticed that. Guess we do need a window there, right? Alright, let's move this over here. Okay. All right, let's update it. All right, much better. So we need some furniture in this area, don't we? So let's go to some patio furniture. Oh, we got some right there. And we have some plants, some outdoor style plants. All right, and this is actually a kitchen, so I don't know if I really want to try and show anything in there. We'll just leave that like that for now. This is a master bedroom, so I'll see if I can throw a bed in here. We're going to add a dresser. And here we have a bed. See, okay, add just this this group of pictures. I believe this is a bathroom, but I'm just gonna throw something in there. Yeah, it might look a little too weird, so let's get rid of that. All right, I'm gonna leave that alone. And those two are small windows. This is a garage. We can pop some cars in here, and they might be able to see, kind of peek in and see. How about a nice Porsche Cayman? Yes, I like that. And how about an SUV? Gives that metallic paint. That's a new feature of Lumion 11. They have that metallic paint look. And we're going to make this car a little darker. There we go. Yeah, maybe it is a dark red. Alright. So if we're kind of peeking in there, we kind of see there's something going on there. And alright, so I'm going to leave that like that. And let's actually raise these pictures here. Okay. Go for the URS. They do have an URS in here. I think you know that, but yeah, maybe next time I'll pop it in. Let's see. I think I need some lights in this porch area. So yeah, if I hit F8, there you can see where the shadows are. Okay, let's go back to lights. I'm gonna grab a light from here. And just bring it slightly down. And let's see if we can bring one more in this other area. All right, let's go back to landscape. Let's delete all that. Alrighty, so now let's go to the fun stuff where we're gonna set up our render scenes. So I'm gonna click over here to photo, and I'm gonna delete these preset ones. And we're gonna start from scratch. Well, actually not necessarily from scratch. I'm gonna use one of their styles. All right. So we'll start somewhere around there. And I'm going to go to Overcast. And let's go ahead and play with some stuff here. So I want to go to skies. Let's try cloudy. Maybe we'll start with this. See if it works. Let's brighten it up. No, I'm not feeling that. I really like that overcast look, but you know, I don't think people want to see the house so gloomy sometimes. So, you know, want to try to make it brighter. So let's see if we could brighten this up. So I'm going to sharpen the image. I'm going to go to shadow, brighten the shadows. And I believe exposure, we can brighten that up. And then let's go to color correction and give it more contrast. Another thing I like to do is go to artistic bloom, and we kind of bring that down a bit. It kind of makes the brights pop a little bit better. And also I like to go to camera, 2-point perspective, so it kind of makes the verticals nice and straight. And here you can do here horizontal eye level, so it places like if the person was 6 foot tall, and then we can just kind of bring it up a bit. And then if I click on it, it kind of gives me the preview of what it'll look like if I render it. And even after I render it, I like to do some post-processing. So I don't think that looks kind of good to me. I may try another style. So let's try a different style. So I like that one, but let's do something else. So what I'm going to do is click the same view and let's go with another style. We can do realistic or daytime. Let's try realistic, and let's do the same thing. Let's do 2-point perspective. Let's try a different sky. Oh, back up. Let's go with a daytime look. Let's kind of brighten it up quite a bit. And now I'm going to have to change the shadows. Kind of the same thing, brighten it up. Maybe go with the contrast. Sharpen. Color correction. Okay, so I don't know. I think I'm feeling this look better. There's still some things I could do, like I mentioned, when I change it, when I go to post-processing. One thing here, I don't like that I can't see anything in this window, so let's go ahead in here and let's add something. I think this is a bedroom. Let's add some bedroom furniture. Yeah, we can add some pictures too. And we'll add some pictures on this wall as well. We'll add a bed. And a ceiling fan. We can add that. Right there. Okay. And let's see if I added one in this room. Yeah, I already added it there. Okay, so let's back up. And why can I not see anything? Ah, it's off to the side. Let's move it over a bit more. For some reason this thing is floating. We don't need it to float. All right, there we go. Now we're seeing it peek through there. I'm going to add some more reflectiveness to this glass because it's really not giving us much reflection. So that, you know, we don't, I want them to be able to see the interior a little bit, but I don't want that to become the focus. So let's see if we can get it to create some reflection. So also I need to go here and go to active planes of reflection and apply it to each one of these reflective planes. Yeah, it seems like I missed, there's one on a different level there, but might be all right. Okay, so let's click on it, see if it's still, yeah, it's still barely giving us a reflection. The more evening shots, the darker it is, the less you will see the reflections. Let's see if we get it now. So it's almost there. It's seeing a little bit of the reflection. Yeah, turning it up a lot. Well, there we go. Now I'm kind of seeing it there. The only thing I don't like is then it kind of gets dull inside, but we'll work with that for now. Another thing that I like to do is add precipitation, so it kind of makes the ground a little wet, gives it a little more shine. Reduce some of these things here. The extra fog, don't really care for the extra fog. Where you see that, you see that it adds a lot of reflection to the ground. And you can adjust that too, so it doesn't look like it's swamp, but just like, you know, just maybe it rained a little bit ago. If you notice that in architectural magazines, a lot of times the concrete's wet. Okay, so let's see, I may still need to brighten this image up. Okay, so this is the other thing we could do is I could change the style of grass. So if I go here to, instead of the landscape grass, we can go to 3D grass, and there we can select some different styles. Yeah, some are a little bit more rough than others. I think I like this one, is one of my more favorite ones, the checkerboard. So let's go see what this looks like. Okay, so this is the same one with a blue sky. Yeah, I'm just not sure which one I'm liking better. But anyways, let's keep going around and grabbing some other views. So let's grab this side angle, and maybe we'll do a view about there. And then, so there's a couple of different things we could do to get a good shot. And let's go ahead and snap a shot here. And I'm going to copy over the effects from this one. So edit, copy, and we're just going to paste these same effects to this scene. And now what I can do is I can change the focal length to kind of make it a little bit more of a flat view. But watch, I'm going to hit my trees, right? But there's a way we can fix that, maybe, which is the clip pane. Let's go here, near clip plane. So I use this, kind of increase it. There, we got rid of that tree. All right, and since I'm changing the view, the angle, I'm changing the sky that you're seeing. So we can move the sky around. Yeah, maybe get a little peek of the actual sky in there and see if that works for us. And then since we're in a different angle as well, the reflective planes, I'll have to change that. So you have to delete these other ones. And then we have to apply it to all of these. Okay. Okay. I'm still kind of wanting to do a different sky. So if we go here, I don't know if I want it to be completely bright. Let's try this one. Actually, I do kind of like that. Let's go with that one. And that's a little bit too bright. Let's see if we can bring it down. So my exposure and bloom might be too hard here. And one other thing I could adjust is the color correction over here. So the temperature. So temperature is just kind of what it feels like. You know, it kind of makes it kind of a warmer feeling, cooler feeling. So I can kind of give it a more neutral look. And maybe give it a little bit of vibrance of the colors. And let's go again to exposure. We could probably bring it up now. Okay, I like that. I like that. All right, so let's keep going around to the back of the house. Kind of get a view from here. And let's go ahead and paste these settings. And see, we can see that near clip plane, it's too much for this view. So I'm going to have to bring it back down. So, and it does look like it's still a little too bright for this scene as well. So let's see if we can bring down some of these values. The exposure, possibly. So we need to bring down exposure, the color correction. And I think shadows as well. We can brighten up the shadows. And I'm gonna make this view angle a little bit higher. About there. And one more thing I need to do is change again, because it's different windows, we got to change the reflected planes. And let's see, remove all planes. Yeah, let's just do that. I think that's easier. All right. Okay, good. All right, now let's go around again to the side here. And kind of get this left side. And I'm going to copy the effects from this one. And for this one, I'm going to turn up the exposure. One other thing I want to do is, when you're looking at this concrete and all that, to me it looks a little bit too clean, right? So I want to show some leaves and some stuff on the ground, and also I'm going to go back to the other grass we had our landscape grass because I'm not really feeling that checkerboard for this scene. So we go here and I click landscape, and then it changes it back to what I had before. And then let's go to plants. We're going to add some leaves. Let's see right here. Now I'm going to add cluster placement. So cluster placement adds just kind of puts a random, a little bit random. So I'm going to add a few around the house there, and hopefully it won't look messy. So let's go back, and I think we need some kind of in our scene. So what I'm going to do is you can move some. You can kind of place it right on top of the concrete. Maybe some in front of us there. Because the grass is tall, we actually might not be able to see it. Could kind of barely see it there. I don't know if you notice, but they're there, kind of just barely. Okay, so we need our reflective planes for this scene. So let's go to the active. Let's delete these, and we'll add some here. I'm going to add it to our concrete drive. Okay. Okay, so I think that is about it. That's all of our views. I'm going to delete this one. I don't need this one. And it actually lets you move these around. It didn't before. In the earlier versions of Lumion, it didn't let you move those, but now they do, so that's cool. All right, so I think we're good. I don't think I changed the color correction on this one, so let's adjust that. It's a bit too warm. If it's too warm, it just begins to distort the colors in your drawing. So I want these, I want the brick to look white and all that. Okay guys, so I'm ready to render this. So what I'm going to do is go click render, photo set, and I'm just going to go with the desktop size. I'm going to click here, and then I just need to save it where I'm going to save it, and this is for a customer of mine. So let's go to here, and I'll call it create a folder here. Okay. Okay, it's gonna render. It should only take a few minutes, and then I'm just gonna do some little tweaks with just the photo editor. I'm not gonna use Photoshop or anything like that. I have Photoshop, I have all that, but really I don't think it's necessary. I think we can, Lumion does a pretty good job of creating that post-process render that you shouldn't have to do too much. I know that there's a lot you can do if you wanted to, but again, this is just kind of a conceptual rendering for a client. So, I don't want to spend more time than I have to on it. So let's see how it comes out. And sometimes you won't know how it comes out until you finally render it. I noticed that sometimes it comes out a lot brighter than I thought. So I end up making some post-process adjustments. So I'll show you what I do now, and then we'll be done with this one. So I started this model earlier today. This is the third video. So if you want to see from the process, just go to my channel, my YouTube channel. I have from part 1, 2, and this is 3 of the model, building this model from a CAD file to SketchUp and to this final stage of rendering it in Lumion. Alright, so let's go to edit, adjustments, add some clarity to it. It's kind of a little bit of sharpening. And let's go to here to lighting. So if I bring down the highlight, you kind of see a little bit more of the detail, but I don't want it to be too dark. You can adjust some of the shadows, maybe some of the contrast, brightness. So I usually just play with these a little bit. Color, you know, if you really want it to really be colorful or not, you know. So you can stylize these if you want to. I mean, you can have all kind of fun with it, but I'm going to kind of try to keep it more of a realistic look. So I like that right there. And I'm going to save that. Again, they're just little tweaks that I'm doing. I'm going to crop this in so we don't see that. Right, I like that right there. Let's go ahead and save it. So I kind of do the same thing on all of them. I add a little bit more clarity to it. You know, maybe just brighten up some of the shadows. So then I just got to kind of step back and look at it. Urson, I'm glad this helped you out, man. You know, it's a great program. I enjoy using it. I enjoy SketchUp, Lumion. It's fun. Time consuming. It takes a little bit of time sometimes, but it's good stuff, man. Okay. And I think that is it. I'm going to save. There you have it. All right, we have all 4 sides of our rendering. You know, I did the complete model in SketchUp from start to finish. And of course, you know, we haven't done all the interior. That's a whole nother ball game too. But yeah, that's it. So guys, I want to thank you all for watching. And again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, SketchUp Architect, please subscribe, like it, click that bell icon so you're notified anytime I come out with a new video. I'm gonna try to do these a little bit more often, these live streams. Just, you know, I hope they're helpful to people. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time. I'm gonna end this right now. Thanks.